Hey guys, so we are returning for episode 3 of the Dragon Ball Legends Beginner's Guide, and you may notice a bit of a difference in the game UI. There has been a massive update to the game, and a lot of things have changed with the way that the game is set up in terms of the menus. I intentionally did not want to talk about the events and systems in the game until this update happened, because I would imagine that a lot of the things would change before we were going to jump into this. So Toon, how do you do? You've been playing off screen, or I see you have a lot of CC going. What's going on there?
I've been doing the story, so I've been getting more CC, and I have been getting into the habit of doing the daily missions. So yeah, I'm starting to really internalize the Legends routine now. It's just weird, the reset time is so different from Dokkan.
Yeah, it's 3 p.m. Japan time, which means it's 2 a.m. Eastern, which means it's 11 p.m. your time, I think.
11 for me, yeah. That's not normal.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm getting used to it.
That's a good segue into the first part of this video, though. You said you've been farming story, because the theme of today's video is going to be events and systems. So, we'll talk about some of the more important events and systems in the game. Not going to go into everything, just the more important ones. So we'll start with the story mode. The story mode on the bottom left, there's a giant shallot icon that says story on it. Here is essentially the original Legends story in the game. At this point, because we're about to head into the 7th year of the game being live, we do have quite a bit of story that's been implemented. I believe there are a total of 17 parts to the story so far, and each part has quite a bit of stages. So this is really not a mode where you can just like jump in and just quickly knock out all the stages. This is more of a marathon style mode where you're going to jump on, play for, 30 minutes, an hour, and just, over the course of 10, 20, 30 sessions, complete the story mode. It doesn't even show you, I think, the full amount of parts that there are, because I think it just unlocks more as you do more.
Yeah, they changed it.
Yeah. So they've...
Actually, wait, if I go to story archive, maybe it shows?
No, that's like, I think if you want to review what's happened so far, you can like look at all the cutscenes.
Okay.
They did just add that like chrono crystal icon on the bottom that tells you like what you can get for playing. So anyway, this story mode is essentially the way that you farm chrono crystals as a new player. And whenever they add new stages, even if you're somebody who's been playing the game for a long time like I have, I still am able to get more chrono crystals by playing the new stages that they add. And then every time you clear a stage, you'll also be able to collect chrono crystals and Z level power from the missions. So yeah, Toon has been just farming some of these stages. And if you go into just pick like a random stage here, it doesn't really matter which one. And you go on the top where it says challenge. So challenges are essentially mini missions that you are supposed to be completing per stage. There's, how many is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think, challenges per stage. And then once you complete all the challenges, there's a bonus reward at the bottom. You can see it's 10 rare medals that you get. This is not something that you usually can complete in one run. So sometimes it'll be like, land 3 strike cards, as you see, dodge 2 attacks with a vanishing step, land a special move with shallot. It'll ask you to use sometimes specific characters to clear the stage with. The annoying ones are when it asks you to clear without a rising rush, and then there will also be a second mission where it's like clear with a rising rush.
I've come across those.
So they make you run it multiple times, but typically what you want to do with these is you want to just clear as many challenges as you can in one run, and then whenever you have extra resources, energy, or time to come back, just clear out the rest of those, because it is just free chrono crystals at the end of the day. So as you go through the story mode, I think the story actually is quite good. It starts off, I think, a little bit better than it ends with so far, but I am enjoying the story. I do actually think it's pretty well planned out and executed, but pretty good mode. It's pretty easy. Even if you're a new player, you can, farm up some free-to-play characters, and it should be pretty easy to clear this. In some stages...
Are there certain stages where if you finish all the missions and you trigger auto, that you want to be like skipping and doing a bunch of times? Are there any stages in Legend Story that has something like that?
Yeah, so not story. So yeah, I guess we should just quickly explain what that even means. After you clear all the challenges, you'll notice there's a star icon on the top right where it says challenges in the tab. That star will light up, indicating that you've cleared all the challenges in the story. So other than just getting the rewards, the resources from clearing the challenges, once you've completed all the challenges for a stage, you'll see on the bottom left, there is a skip button. And it says right now, because Toon has not completed all of the challenges for this mission, he's actually not able to use skip tickets to auto clear the stage. If you want to just pull up a stage where you have cleared everything, we can show them what that looks like. Yeah, so you notice how the star on the top right is now filled in, and he has access to clicking the start with a skip ticket. I think we could just use like one skip on here. So when you use a skip ticket to clear a stage, it uses energy and it uses a skip ticket. If we click on yes there, it'll automatically clear the stage for you, and it will give you whatever drops you would have gotten for clearing the stage normally. And if you go and click OK, and then go back to that same button, start with skip ticket, you can actually designate how many skips you want to do per, I guess, batch. When it comes to the story events, you don't really need story stages. You don't really need to skip any of them because they don't really give any like extraordinarily rare or powerful resources. But that is a system that we will be using in other stages. But in terms of the actual story mode, that's really the main functionality. It's just to enjoy the main original story of the game, and obviously the main character is going to be Shallot, who's the original character in this game. There is one thing I just want to mention, and we are actually going to be doing a separate video dedicated to Shallot, and it is the fact that you actually can upgrade Shallot. He starts out as a hero character, which you can see Toon has Shallot on his team on the left side and the bottom. He is a hero character. The four rarities in the game are Hero, Extreme, Sparking, and Ultra. So Shallot starts out as a hero character, and you actually can upgrade him to Sparking, which unlocks a ton of other features for Shallot, which again we'll cover in a separate video. But the way to unlock that is actually by clearing Part 10, Book 3, Chapter 8. That is the stage you want to clear to upgrade Shallot to Sparking, but again we'll cover that separately. Okay, so that pretty much covers everything there is to talk about the story mode. But if you want to show the missions real quick, because essentially we've been hoarding all of these missions. Oh yeah. Like I said, there is a mission associated with clearing each stage of the story mode. So if you want to go, if it's under the Z missions tab. Yeah, see it's like sort of in the middle of the Shallot icon where it says Z missions. Scroll down a little bit. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
So you'll see a lot of missions we've cleared here. The good thing about these is they actually give quite a bit of CC because of how many there are. Like you'll look at these and it's like, oh, I'm only getting, what is it, like 10 CC per mission? But when you've done 100, it starts to add up. So I think we can go ahead and accept these. And this is sort of the goal of playing the story mode, is you want to try and get all this stuff. And then you're also going to get the Z level rank as well. The little Z icon there with the 30, that's 30 Z level rank points, which you'll see we'll get a ton of Z levels from this. Yeah, they also just overhauled how many, or they overhauled the look of this screen when you accept the mission rewards. Looks pretty good. So yeah, what is that, 1800 CC? Yeah. We got some titles, which are nice. These titles actually do give very slight boosts to stats, which they've actually stopped doing recently with newer titles, but it's good to have those. Get a new title, yeah, for clearing some of the stages there. And then we'll get a bunch of Z levels as well here for clearing this. If you just tap the screen, it'll just forward past all this. Yep, there you go.
Oh, okay.
So we went from
175. Damn.
Yeah, we went from 151 to 175. You get some energy, you get some Z power for very old characters because the system is pretty outdated at this point, and we get some extra CC there. So yeah, like we're slowly creeping up on CC. I would like to enter. I would like for you to enter the anniversary with over 100,000 CC. That would be pretty nice. But of course, you could just farm more during the anniversary as well. But yeah, that is the main function of the story mode. So if we want to hop over to the event screen on the bottom left, there's an Trunks time machine.
You don't want to pick up the rest of these?
I mean, you can. These aren't specifically associated with the story mode missions, but it's just, those are, I think, what you've just gotten. Those are just passively completed missions that you've done by completing the story. Like these, I
mean, I've been holding on to these for a while, man. I've been getting a headache looking at this.
Yeah, these free-to-play Gokus, they actually just changed the way that these guys work. So these guys, originally you farmed them via story mode, a story event, like not the main story event, like an actual like different like special event. But they made it so that you now get Z power for those characters by just doing the story. So it's two birds with one stone with that. Yeah, they actually. Not letting me? I think that's a bug right now, where like sometimes it says that you have missions completed, but you actually don't.
Oh god, that's the worst, man. I hate that.
Yeah.
If there's a new notification and I can't get rid of it, it's gonna bother me.
Yeah, there are a few bugs going on with the update. Nothing really too crazy, but there's few minor issues, which is, you know, to be expected with an update of this size. Okay, I think we can go over to the events tab now on the bottom left. And this is opening up your all-purpose event menu. As you can see on the top, there are a bunch of different, I guess, subsections we can enter. There's the upgrade section, which is what we're going to start with. This is probably where you're going to be spending most of your resources running the stages. So for the upgrade events, we have the first all the way at the top is called the Let's Fight event. This is, if you guys are familiar with how Dokkan works, this is basically the Roshi event. This is something that you want to do every day. It gives you experience, gives you training items, gives you Zeni, gives you energy, skip tickets, and rare medals. So if you want to just hop into the first one, and then, you know, whoever you, it doesn't really matter who you use, honestly. There is one extra quirk about these events and stages is these Let's Fight stages actually give you friendship rank. The friendship is also a brief explanation of what the friendship system is. It is a pretty outdated and not very useful system. There are very niche uses for friendship. The first one is in the mode called Tournament of Power. It does actually help your damage a little bit in that mode, which doesn't really matter for 99.99% of players. I don't even really pay attention with that, but you can just jump in, it's fine. And then the other use that friendship rank has is sometimes there are special equipment that drop for characters that require that you have level 5 friendship on that character. Other than that, on auto. Oops. Yeah, it's fine. Other than that, there really isn't much of a use case for friendship rank. It does give you a little bit of CC every time you get one level of friendship. We'll see this in a second because this Goku will get some friendship ranks here. After you click on the win, you go through the screen, you'll notice that little bar under Goku. See how it went up a few times, and now we're getting some friendship levels, and you can see we're getting some CC for every rank that we get. So we got 4 bubbles filled in, which means we get 4 CC. It is literally just 1 CC per bubble. That is so lame. Yeah, it is very that is so lame. It is very, very little amount of stuff. But then you get some nice stuff after that. You get some energy, you get some rare medals, skip tickets, Zeni. So it's worth doing. It's only 1 energy, and you get a refund on the energy anyway from doing it. So
what's the max friendship level?
There is no max friendship level. You could literally farm friendship forever.
And it's not worth doing that because you only get 1 CC each time.
Yeah, it's not worth doing. Yeah, it's not worth the energy or time.
What if you like auto clicked or something? Do you think that could actually? Well,
I mean, you are using energy, right? Every time you clear a stage.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
There are like some designated story mode stages where people do farm friendship on, but it's usually just to get to level 5 where you get this equipment to use for the characters. Again, other than that, friendship is kind of just an outdated system. I've actually been advocating that they just remove it from the game because it's just one of those systems where it just kind of like adds clutter, unnecessary clutter to the game that I don't think we need to have anymore. But yeah, that is a thing that exists. So just a little bonus that you get for clearing these stages here. So that is the Let's Fight event. You do want to make sure you do these every single day. You might as well just clear this last one. Yeah.
Yep. We'll do. Can I please not get finessed by this PC player again, please?
You can just put on auto if you want. By the way, if any of you are wondering why he has 3 times speed available, because I know people are going to ask this, that is part of the Legends Pass subscription. So Toon actually did open up his wallet and
sold out.
Subscribe to the Legends Pass.
I finally went pay to play.
Yeah, which gives you the 3 times speed option. To me, that is not something that really should be locked behind a paid subscription, but it is what it is. So other things that we should talk about in the upgrade events tab here, we have equipment collection. As you can see, there are 3 different types of equipment collection events. The first one is the ultimate equipment collection. You could just click into that real quick. So the ultimate equipment collection, these have unique equips, which are the highest rarity of equips besides platinum, but these are the most resource intensive equipment to reroll. Probably for like somebody who's just starting out, it's probably better just to focus on the equipment for the characters you have. So for example,
okay,
if you have Daima characters, you would want to look for a stage that has Daima, and I don't think there are any in here. As you can see, there are also some stages in here that have specific characters on them. So like you have the Buu Saga, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. We have the Orange Piccolo. So if you just go and click on like the Orange Piccolo, yeah, and then you go into the rewards, you can see what the equipment is that the stage is going to give you. And again, we'll do a whole separate video talking about equipment that is going to be 100% dedicated to talking about equipment. But this is really the main function of this event, is to have specific stages for characters. Like if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of this equip, it'll show you only this character can use this equipment. So
can I ask a stupid question?
Yeah.
What is this DBL60-02S mean? Why don't they just say Piccolo?
That's the ID number for that Piccolo.
Oh.
Because if there was a different Piccolo character, they didn't want you to be able to use this on the other Piccolo. This is specifically for this Piccolo only. Yeah.
I guess that's fair.
Yeah. So that's the function of this Ultimate Equipment Collection. There's also another equipment collection called the Equipment Battle Event. These are all specifically for normal sparking characters, not Legends Limited characters.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of these. So once again,
I thought there'd be more.
Yeah, I mean, but these are actually relatively recent. This is not something they started doing until I believe it was after the. It was right around the 5th anniversary, I believe they started doing these.
So shouldn't there be more of them? Like, shouldn't there be a longer list of sparkings?
Yeah. So it's been a while since they really stopped doing these. Like, so if you scroll all the way up to the top, Slug, the gap between the blue Slug equip and the Glorio equip, that's probably like 8 months or something.
Why? What happened?
I think it's just the fact that most people didn't like this, and it was just really resource intensive. This, again, you don't like. So for example, if you go into like the Slug one and you go to the rewards, and it'll show you again like only this specific Slug character can use this equipment. This is something where if you're not using the character on your team, there is zero purpose in rolling this equipment. Right. So unless you have the character, number one, and unless you actually are going to be using the character on your main team, this serves zero purpose. So it becomes a little bit of like I don't even know. It's like it serves almost like no purpose to do this unless the equipment, number one, is going to be good enough. Because it does take quite a bit of resources to roll these. But for beginners, I really don't know if I'd recommend even looking at these, because
especially for the Daima team we're trying to put together, I'm not going to need any of these, right?
Yeah, I mean, unless you were going to be summoning for Glorio, which I probably wouldn't say is worth it. But yeah, you wouldn't need to worry about any of those. Okay. And then the last one is going to be just the normal equipment collection event. This one is, regular gold equips for specific tags. So, there's like the God Key the event, there's the Sagas from the Movies event, and then obviously under each of those events, there's going to be equips specifically for those tags or episodes that you can get. It could be okay, I think, for someone who just started the game, but they're quickly going to be replaceable. And I wouldn't really recommend you spend a ton of time or resources in here, but if you need like a super quick jumpstart, this is, I guess, a decent event you could run. Again, we'll talk about this more in depth in a different video, but probably don't even worry about that right now. The next few stages are the main ones you're going to be looking at in here. I'll just quickly start by saying the Super EXP event. There's no reason to do that. I would just skip that entirely. They actually planned on removing the Super EXP event from the game. And for whatever reason, they just didn't remove it. But for me, it really wouldn't even matter if they removed it, because it's just so worthless that it's not worth doing. If you want to level a character up, I would say, number one, use training items, or you could do the Let's Fight event. The Let's Fight event does give a ton of XP for certain characters, so do the Let's Fight event or just use training items. Don't do the Super EXP event. It's a waste of time. The Zeni event. This is probably the most important event in the entire game, and the reason why is because almost everything you do takes Zeni. Arts boosting, re-rolling equipment. Re-rolling equipment probably takes the most. I mean, it's going to depend on how many re-rolls you're actually doing on equips, but everything in the game almost takes a lot of Zeni, and for me, Zeni is one of the bigger issues in the game. I think it's just way out of balance in terms of how much it takes to reroll equips or arts boost characters. It's just weighted too heavily on Zeni. So Zeni is mostly something you would farm through this event, and when you farm that event, you get something called gold bars. So if you want to just do
one, should I do one run?
Yeah, just well, you don't have to do all of those. Just like do like a 10 skip or something.
I mean, I don't mind doing all of it.
I
had to do this. So before the update happened, Goresh wanted me to do all of the soul boosting before they removed that feature.
Yep.
So I could get all the missions. So I had to do this constantly because I needed the Zeni.
Okay, don't click off the screen. So we just did 10 skips. And we got, what is that, 7 gold bars? Is that 7?
7.
Yeah, 7 gold bars and 56 million Zeni. The reason why I would say this is actually not worth it is because if you wait for the weekend, there's an event every weekend called Legends Weekend where these events give double the rewards. And I actually think it's better than double for this specific event because it actually gives you more than double the gold bars. So while these events, and we'll talk about the soul events in a second because it's kind of the same thing with the soul events, but when it comes to farming resources, you really don't want to be doing that during the week. You want to wait for the weekend, wait for Legends Weekend to happen, and you get double the drops on these stages, which just saves you a lot of energy. So it's better to wait unless you are in absolute desperate need of Zeni. Like if you can't do anything, like then yeah, sure, go and farm some Zeni from the stage during the week, but it really is a much better use of your time and energy to wait until the weekend to start doing the resource farming. So that is just...
is there something that you should be doing during the week while the weekend is reserved for this sort of thing?
I mean, during the week, maybe just farm a story, I would say. Focus less on upgrading equipment and arts boosting characters during the week. Do that on the weekend while you have the extra bonus drops. And during the week, do other things like... We'll talk about like the original series events, the... story events, the recommended events, do those, and then during the weekend you could go ahead and do upgrade stuff. But yeah, this is like, you never want to do this during the week. Just want to point that out. So it is possible that during the anniversary though that they will have bonus drops throughout the whole event. We'll have to wait and see though, because I don't know if they're going to do that or not. All right, so that's the Zeni event. Just a really, really important event because Zeni is probably the most important resource in the game. Next, we have the soul events, and this is actually something that they just revamped entirely. If you click on your menu on the bottom right, the little 3 lines, and then click on items in the top left, and then click on souls. Prior to this update, you had things called rising souls. So as you can see, these are the rising souls that no longer have a use in the game. So if you click on any of these rising souls, there's a description that will pop up and it will say this is a unusable soul. Okay, so these have no value. However, there is something called the recycle center. So if you close out of this and close out of that, yeah, just keep going back. And then you'll see the exchange shop in the middle of your screen. And you click on permanent. And you go to the recycle center, and then you click on souls. You can exchange these now obsolete rising souls for the new souls called boost souls. So if you just go into the exchange right there, the button, you have 71,000 of these rising souls, but you only have, 74 of these souls. So if you just exchange a ton of these rising souls over, you can just get almost the equivalent. Well, it's 3 to 1, but you can get quite a bit of the new soul for just exchanging these obsolete souls. So I would recommend if anybody was playing the game prior to this update and you have rising souls in your inventory, there is almost no reason to hold on to those rising souls, and you should just convert these to the new soul. So that'll save you a bunch of grinding for the new souls, but yeah, just know that that's a way that you can quickly get a jump start on these new types of souls. Otherwise, you're going to have to farm them all up from 0, which is kind of annoying. Something else to look at is there's also a now obsolete soul called the Super Soul. So if you keep scrolling down, there's another section in here which you can exchange Super Souls, which are like the round ones, the circle ones. Yeah, I think that's what you're looking at. Yep, you passed them. Keep going up. Yeah, these round souls. So for these ones, it's 2... What is this? 2 for 10 is what this is. So yeah, You can get a ton of these from the Super Souls. So yeah, I would just say if you're somebody who has like some of these and some Rising Souls, then just exchange them all for the new Souls, because again, they're obsolete entirely. Then there is one other type of soul that is now obsolete called the Zenkai soul, so it's even further down. Yep, these like triangular ones. These are also ones that can just be exchanged over. And the reason why these are now obsolete, just to give some context to this, is because the soul boosting system is no longer in the game, and these old souls were used to complete the soul boosting boards. So that is now removed.
But I mean, if they got rid of the souls, why are there still souls left over? Like, are they just streamlining and making it all one shape or something?
Well, I mean, they're just, yeah, so the new souls are not used for soul boosting because that doesn't exist anymore. The new souls are mainly for equipment rerolls. And there's also a system called arts boosting, which we'll probably not talk about in this video, but that also, the new souls are also for arts boosting.
Okay.
Yeah, so there is a function for them, but the reason why they didn't just delete your old souls is that they wanted to at least give you a shot with the new souls, like a jump start on the new souls, to be able to have an easy way of getting them, which is nice.
Right.
Okay, so if you go back over to the upgrade tab, just to quickly finish out there, there is a stage associated with every soul. There's red, yellow, green, purple, green, and blue. So if you just click into one of them, doesn't matter which, for whatever reason, I'm not a huge fan of this. They split up each of the level of soul into its own stage. So we have level 1, 2, and 3. Again, I will just reiterate, this is not something you want to even touch outside of the weekend when you have the double drops. But if you have no older souls to exchange for the newer ones via the recycle center, this is where you're going to want to farm for the new type of soul. So yeah, once you finish all the, and again, you can click into one of the stages. Once you clear the stage normally one time and you complete the challenges, then you could start skipping this, which is very easy because that boss is like 1 HP. So should be pretty easy to do that if you need to use the stage. And if you click out of here, that is going to complete the upgrade tab. Again, I think this is probably the most important tab because it's going to allow you to actually upgrade your characters and reroll equipment and just buff up your account. So that's out of the way. Let's move on to the original series tab. This is essentially like mini story events that are kind of trying to go through the original story of the series. We have the Raditz event there. We have the Nappa event there. We have the Future Trunks event and like all these other events. So the main use case of these events is mainly just to give you CC and resources. There are missions associated with each of these events, but once you've cleared all these and you've gotten everything you need to from each of these events, this tab really just becomes a way to replenish your adventures. And what are adventures? So if you scroll all the way to the top here, you'll see that the top 2 events, the Bojack event and the Future Gohan and Trunks event, both have that little icon on the bottom right that say limited time with that 7 on it, that like little cloud thing. That is an adventure. So it'll tell you which events have adventures tied to them before you even click on them. So if you go into the Bojack event and then you just, I guess, click into the one that you've cleared already with the yellow star on it, on the top in the rewards tab, it'll have a adventure. So it says limited time there. There are always going to be adventure campaigns going on. This campaign is this color of adventure, and typically whenever we get a new adventure campaign, it'll change the color of the adventure, and that's how you know the campaign is different. There are going to be missions associated with each adventure campaign, and if you scroll down to the bottom, those are the rewards that you get from completing the adventure. So first thing we need to do the adventure is we need to actually obtain the adventure itself, and you do that by clearing the stage. Because we already have all the challenges completed, we can just go ahead and skip this to get a bunch of adventures. Depending on how many adventure slots you have, I would say for you, just skip 9 times. Yeah, just pick up 9 of these adventures. That 7, by the way, on this adventure means this is a 7-hour adventure. So it does take 7 hours for the adventure to finish. Sounds very long, but that does actually count time not in the app. So click OK. We've gotten our 7 adventures. Now, if you go to your bottom right where the 3 lines are and you go to the adventure tab on the left side, this is where you are supposed to put your adventures in. You can just use auto adventure if you really want to, but for the first one, we won't do that, just to show you what the actual system looks like. So if you click start adventure at the top, you have a bunch of different adventure slots. Here is going to be the first slot. You could even go into the details of the adventure. So if you just click the details button, it'll tell you what the elements are and what the rewards are. So we already saw this. It gives you those rewards that you can exchange. I'll show you guys that later. So if you click on accept, and then it tells you it wants green, reverse green, blue, and reverse blue characters for this. The best way to do this is always just to click auto select, and the reason why is because it will always auto select the best characters for this.
Wait, I have some questions.
Yeah, sure.
What is reverse green? What is the difference between green and reverse green?
So reverse green and reverse elements in general refer to tag characters. There are tag characters like the tag like Dragon Ball Super Broly movie Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta, who start out as purple, and then when you tag to the other character, they actually go reverse purple. So it is basically just the opposite element of what they are.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then this is just basically a way to get resources, right? So it doesn't matter who you bring. It could be a level 1 or a level max, right?
Yes. The only thing with that is if you have a character that is in an adventure, you can't level them up. So they can't be doing an adventure and then also being leveled up at the same time.
So then it's probably better to use like some of your throwaway characters, right?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter too much. Like you could be having, like, if you put like this green Ginyu, for example, in the adventure and you click start adventure, it doesn't lock you out of using the green Ginyu character. All it does is it locks you out of being able to level him up. That's it.
Okay, so should I start it?
Yeah, you can go ahead and start it. And then, it takes a little bit of Zeni to do this, but it's pretty negligible. So just click yes. And then as you can see, it is starting to count down from 7 hours. And again, even if you close the app, even if you force close the app, it is going to be counting 7 hours from this point, and it'll just continue. So, you before you go to sleep, put your adventures on, you wake up, you have enough time that's passed, you can come in and collect them. And then the app will actually give you a notification when the adventures are finished. So, yeah. And then for the rest of this, we can just go ahead and click auto adventure. For me, I prefer to only really use the 7-hour adventures, but it really doesn't matter. You can go ahead and use the 23-hour ones. The 23-hour ones, I believe, are the ones you get from the missions. Usually you only really have 7-hour ones, but it doesn't really matter. So you can just go ahead and click yes. And if you do the auto function, it will literally put them all for you and everything is done already. So it's really, really fast and efficient. You don't have to worry about clicking into each slot individually, picking the characters. Everything is just automatically done. And once the adventures are finished and you come back into the screen, you'll get a pop-up that shows you what rewards you got. And just to quickly show what that means, if you click on the 3-bar icon again, and you go to the exchange shop, under the recommended tab, there is going to be an adventure shop. As you scroll all the way down, that third from the bottom, this is the current adventure campaign that's going on. There's 2 types of currency. There is the cake currency, which you have 37,000 of, and then there is like the rare currency, which you have 0 of. That's just completely RNG. You're mostly going to get the one on the bottom, but the one on the top, which you have 0 of, you can see that there are some pretty good rewards in here. It's just going to be, randomly generated, whether or not you get the rare one or not. So if you end up getting some of those, you can exchange them for this. Other than that, you can go into the other tab. And here is where you can exchange some of the cake stuff. Just get some energy, slot movers. By the way, those adventure slot keys are what you use to unlock the additional adventure slots.
We should get that.
Yeah, you can get those. I mean, all of these are pretty cheap, actually. Like, you have 37,000. These are pretty easy to get. You could also get more souls with these as well. The soul tab in the middle.
Right.
This is another way you can get souls. If you don't feel like running the stages or exchanging some of the older souls, you can get some here.
Okay.
Yep. But it's just like a passive way to get more resources. You don't even have to really play the game to get these. So that's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's good.
It's like Peton and Dokkan.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, that's really the main function of the original series tab. There is another tab called Special, and then there's one called Recommended. If you want to look at the Special one real quick. Here is where you have all of your like permanently available events. We have Let's Go Legends, which is really kind of like an outdated beginner-friendly stage, which you guys can, I guess, go through if you want to. It gives you Z power for like super old characters, which I probably wouldn't even recommend using at this point, but it's kind of nice just to get some more stuff there. The Trunks training, we did a video on that, so that's an event that's located in the special tab here. And then we have a bunch of other permanent events, which a lot of these events, the function of these is to have you use specific characters to clear stages, and then you end up getting rewards. So if you want to jump into like click that like a first form cell one. So you can see there's certain characters on each of the stages. That's because it makes you use that specific character to clear the stage to get the rewards. So if you have those characters, you can jump in and do these, and it gives you like slot removers and other things. You can check what it gives you in the rewards tab, but yeah, slot movers and CC from this. So if you have this first form cell, you can jump in and do this one. But it's just kind of over time, as you get more characters on your account, you can come in here and clear these stages for more stuff. There was also a Bulma event in this tab as well, which is a free-to-play Bulma. I'm not entirely sure why they made this one specifically a permanent one, but this is just a free-to-play Bulma. That was from the 6th anniversary last year. It was actually decent. But yeah, that exists. And then mostly is kind of just the same style as that. Some of these actually do end up giving you Legends limited Z power for certain characters. So if you jump into like that blue, the Beast Gohan one right there. Yep. These ones, so this is like a special event for getting Z power for blue Beast Gohan and the green Orange Piccolo. If you click on, scroll back up for a second. That Blue Beast Gohan event. Yep. And you go to the rewards. It actually gives you Z power for him, which is pretty crazy because he's a Legends limited character, so he's actually pretty hard to pull. The only caveat with this is it makes you have him first to do this. So if you go back to details, it requires that you actually use him, and obviously you have to own him first before you can do this. So it gives you more Z power for him, but you have to have him first. But it is still pretty nice.
How much Z power can you get? Is it just that 200 amount?
It's 200, and I think there's another stage after this. So if you go back, keep going back. Yeah, there's if you scroll back up, there's the stage above him. If you clear that first one, it unlocks that other one, and then you can get, I think, 400 more. So I think you get 600 in total.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a pretty cool event. And then there's a few other events that are like that as well, but that's kind of what this special tab is for. One other thing to just quickly mention, all the way on the bottom of the special tab, there's a locked event. This is not really something I would say is like super necessary to do, but that key you can buy with rare metals in the exchange shop. Don't really need to show this, but that is just why that is like that. I don't know. It's kind of like an outdated kind of thing here. This is not a necessary thing to do. Just in case you guys are wondering, that's how you get it. It's from the rare metal shop. All right, so that was the special tab, and then the last one is going to be the recommended tab. This is sort of like the tab that is probably good to go into each day, just to clear some of these stages. So you actually have access to the comeback choice battle, huh? Yeah, that's probably
comeback choice. Yeah,
that's probably because you came back after not playing for a little bit. So this is not something that everybody's gonna have access to. So I mean, you could probably just do this on your own, but it's just free stuff. The 7th anniversary countdown choice battle, though, that one is an event that everybody has access to. So for this one, what choice battle is, and choice battle is an event that they've been doing for pretty much since the game came out, is you can pick one of these stages to do every single day, and each stage gives a different type of reward. So the first stage is going to give skip tickets and energy. Second is going to give soul exchange medals. Then we have slot removers, then equipment medals and fragment exchange medals, and then we have super gold bars. Super gold bars is just extra Zeni. And you can see some of these stages have 2 stars on them, and some of them, and then the one in the soul exchange medal one has 1 star. The reason why that is because I assume that Toon ended up running those ones with 2 stars on it once already. And I think it actually starts giving you better rewards once you run them multiple times. I'm assuming that's what you did, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I that's what I did. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so for like a brand new player, I actually would say the best way to do this is probably just to go for the skip tickets and energy tickets. Just because energy is going to be pretty scarce when you first start. If you're somebody who doesn't need skip tickets or energy, I would say slot removers probably is the way to go. But yeah, it doesn't really matter which you pick here. You can go into any of these. Let's just go into like the slot remover one. I guess we can do that one. Yeah, unfortunately, you can't skip these stages. Not exactly sure why they did it like that. Sometimes like events like these you can skip. Sometimes you can't. I don't know why, but yeah. So we can clear this real quick. We can get our rewards, and this is an event that is currently up every single day. So you want to just jump into the recommended tab and do this every day. It takes like a minute max to do this. Yeah, so we'll destroy this guy. Yep.
Ips. Ips.
You got him.
There we go.
All right, so he's dead, and now we'll pick up our stuff. There actually are also missions with this as well. That question mark thing is just like the current campaign for the countdown for the anniversary, and there is actually a separate exchange shop where you can exchange that. So it's just more free stuff.
Dude, I love that new like loading screen thing. Yeah. I love that.
And then the other thing to show is that Frieza event is a free-to-play character. That's just, I would recommend you do that probably as soon as possible, just because it only has 14 days left. But yeah, you just run through these stages. It's like once you kind of like do some of these, you'll understand it's really all just the same pattern over and over again. It's you go into the stage, you clear all the you clear all like the challenges, and then you get all the rewards. And then for each of these events, there's also usually missions for them. So yeah, whenever you have time, just clear this. Get the Z power for Frieza. So we're not going to really go into too much detail about this event right now, but the Ultra Space-Time Rush event. Once we get into the equipment video, I will talk about this, but this is essentially a marathon style event where you have to basically use all of the not all of the characters from your account, but as many characters from your account as possible to clear the stages in this event. Once you use characters to clear a stage in here, you cannot use the same characters moving forward. So it is a very Dokkan Battlefield esque event where it makes you use all of your characters. It isn't too difficult, but it is a very long event, especially this one. This is a limited time one called Ultra Space Time Rush Super. What I'll have you do, because this is resetting in 20 hours, is I'll actually just probably tell you off camera to do this and try and get as far as you can in this, because it's just free stuff if you can get far in it anyway. But if you go back to the other one, there's a second one, which is on the bottom. This is the normal one. Yeah, this one. This is the normal one. It resets every 2 weeks. The super one is a I would say pretty rare one that happens, and it's a much longer one, but it gives you more rewards. But the main allure to doing this event is it gives you the Ultra Space Time metal currency, or the Rush metal currency. If you go into the top button where it says Exchange Shop, looks like you have some of these, but this is where you can get Zenkai Awakening power for characters. We're not going to talk about that in too much depth right now. We'll have to do a second video on like other systems in the game, because this gets pretty complicated. But the Zenkai system, this is where you get like the Zenkai power for the characters. So it is pretty important to get to the point where you can do this, but it's not something that like a new player can jump into right away and just clear. I would say try and clear as much as you can of this event before it resets every 2 weeks. And eventually you'll have enough of the resources to be able to Zenkai Awaken characters. And also, if you go to the other tab and you scroll down a little bit, not too much, you can get other resources in here like equipment slots, which probably aren't going to be super important for newer players. We keep going down. This is really probably the worst part about equipment in the game, is these memories. This is for what's called the Equipment Awakening system. Again, I keep saying this a lot in this video, but I will talk about these in a separate video. But this is a very tedious and annoying equipment system, and you can only get, like, these are some of the most powerful equips in the game, but you can only get these by doing the Ultra Space Time Rush event to get these exchange currencies, because you need to get these memories to awaken the equipment. I would say for like a beginner, you don't really need to worry about this right away, but as you start getting into building a team and, you know, rounding out your team and getting accustomed to the game and how the game works, you will start to need some of these if you want the best setups, but it is not really mandatory immediately.
Before we do PvP though, I gotta have some nice equips. I can't go into PvP without that.
Yeah. All right, so if you back out of here, the other event that was in that tab was if you scroll up a little bit, it's the Android 18 Zenkai Rush Battle event. That event is whenever a new character gets a Zenkai Awakening, they'll have a Zenkai Rush Battle event. So we saw that in the Ultra Space Time Rush exchange shop, you could exchange the currency for the Zenkai power for the characters. Whenever a new character, so this Android 18 got a Zenkai last week, whenever a new character gets a Zenkai, this event becomes available for 2 weeks, and it actually lets you get Zenkai power for the character from just clearing this event. So I would recommend you do this. Even if you don't plan on using the character, you still get other rewards from this. Like you can see you get slot movers, you get CC from this, you get even some of those Zenkai Rush medal rewards as well. So I would say to do this, just, you know, whenever you have time. It's just free stuff to do this, but there's no reason not to.
Are all of these events hands-on ones, or can they be autoed?
So this one actually has a special auto feature, but it's an enhanced auto feature called like the auto skip or something like that. And what it does is there's 30 stages to this event, but it doesn't even like enter the stage. It kind of just like autos you through the menu. It's kind of interesting. If you click on battle, we could show this. Click on battle. There are bonus characters. I don't know if you actually have any of the bonus characters, but
I have no idea.
If you want to maybe, I guess you could try using the team you have right now. If you click on just start battle, and then you just click, I would say just click the 2 yellows and then do the, maybe like the tag Goku and Vegeta. Click ready. So you see where it says, I would just do like 5 skips of this. Yeah, click yes. See how it doesn't even like enter the stage? It just skips everything.
Yeah.
This is how it goes. And there's 30 stages of this, but and you can just completely let it go. You don't have to click anything. It just goes by itself. Once you start getting into some of the higher level stages, because you don't have any of the bonus characters, it is going to be a bit tougher, and it's probably going to lose. So I would just say skip as much as you can in here until you get to the point where you lose, and then you can go in manually.
Will it stop the skipping? Like if you skipped 50 times and on like a 30-second run you start to lose, will it stop the skipping?
Yeah, it'll stop when you lose.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
I could do that.
Yeah, so this is pretty easy to do. It's just free stuff. It does use energy though, so that is something to remember.
Right, yeah.
All right, we can back out of this. You can do this later. But yeah, you are getting some of those medals, which is nice. So yeah, back, and then the other final event in this tab was co-op. I think we should do co-op in this video. Yeah, I think we should do it. I think we should.
Let's do it.
So you specifically saved the tutorial for this video, huh?
Yep.
You didn't want to enter co-op. Yep. You didn't want to experience it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the greatest event ever. Let's go in. Let's go into co-op.
Oh, I gotta click it. Okay.
All right, so you get a little bit of the tutorial from King Kai, tells you what everything means. We're not going to go into like super detail about co-op. It really isn't that detailed of a mode. It's just very kind of monotonous. It is the opposite, I guess, of PvP, right? You're not fighting your opponent, you're playing with them, but it is an online mode. When you enter co-op, you are playing with somebody else from the world. Like, it's not AI. So you do have to actually like find an opponent, and yeah, this you can go through this. There is some extra stuff in here. The tutorial they show you. You can see that little button, like kind of like above Shallot, that like little like silhouette icon or whatever. Yeah. You can actually like taunt the boss to attack you instead of the other person.
Oh, to like draw aggro.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if you actually like tap the icon of your buddy, that's usually what they call it in co-op. It's not like your ally, it's your buddy. You can actually like cover change and protect them, and yeah, it's interesting.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they're telling you to push the taunt button. So now Beerus is going to attack you.
Now he's looking at me.
Yep. So he's hacking Goku, so I think what's going to tell you to do is click on Goku's icon. Yeah, so that's going to tell you to cover change against Beerus. Take the hit for him.
That's how that works. So you're going to be doing that for me, right, bud?
Yeah.
You're going to get me killed, aren't you?
I'll just tell you guys oh yeah, by the way, they did add missions to this mode. Top left, you see there's like a little challenge there. If you use those cards, the 2 strikes and the 2 blasts between you and your buddy, you'll get the reward that it shows on there. I think it's actually
nice.
I think it's actually bugged.
Does it have to be done in order?
No, you can do it in any order.
Okay.
I think it actually is bugged right now because it doesn't show what the actual it's just a black. Okay, that was weird. Okay, yeah, that's done. And then throughout the fight, different missions will pop up in that top left.
So it's probably better to have like the weaker friend do all the missions while the stronger friend kind of focuses on the boss, right?
Usually people just don't really care about the mission and just try to clear it as fast as possible. It's usually what happens. There's another tutorial? Okay. This is probably going to talk about like the shield and stuff.
Element changes and bonus missions. We already did that.
So when you zone in, you'll notice that the boss has a blue health bar. I'll show you. Yeah, just go through this. See that blue health under the boss? That is his shield. Actually, before you collect, let me just quickly explain what this is. They'll tell you about this, but the shield on the boss, basically the goal of the mode is to remove the shield from the boss and then rising rush the boss. So the way you do co-op, and this is how everybody plays co-op, is you simply just try and get a rising rush as fast as possible by just clicking on Dragon Ball cards. Remove the boss's shield, and then if you and your opponent both click Rising Rush at the same time, you'll do like a super Rising Rush that one-shots the boss. That's the way you play this mode.
Is that something that needs to be coordinated? Like, can you coordinate that in-game, or is it something that just happens by chance?
It's just something that everybody knows already. Like if you like, unless you're fighting with unless your buddy is like someone who's like that like doesn't know what he's doing or is like a new player, most people who play this game and do co-op like every day like you're supposed to, will play that way. And you can see how you can see on Goku's icon on the right side of his icon, it shows you how many Dragon Balls he has.
Mm-hmm.
So usually if you get 7 Dragon Balls before your buddy, you just wait. You just wait for him to get 7 Dragon Balls, and then you just both rush at the same time. And it gives you a bit of a window to press the rush too. Like if your buddy presses the rush, and then like you're in the middle of an action or something, it still lets you press it. Yeah, so this is also another part of this. They have like this, I don't even know what this is, like a force choke attack. Darth Vader. If you cover change on him, you can get rid of it.
What does link 20% mean?
Yeah, that's probably a system that doesn't need to exist. It's like the more you attack the boss with your buddy, the more damage you stack. Like that's a weird system. Something else also, if you notice, the boss has see where it says that has that blue icon where like the timer is counting down a little bit.
Yeah.
He actually can switch to a different element once that counts down.
Why?
I think the purpose behind that is they want to make it so that you don't just bring the same color characters every time.
Okay. How often will they change types? Is it like a threshold thing, like every 20%, 30%?
Well, it's just whenever it's time based. Whenever that timer counts down, see it should so it's starting to count down a little bit. Okay, now it's talking about clashes. Clashes in co-op work a little bit different than regular combat. Instead of like trying to time the like sweeping thing, you just swipe in the direction it shows you to swipe. And then if your buddy attacks while this is happening, you do like a really strong attack. See how he just changed to red?
Yeah, he just changed. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, now
Dual
you
impact.
just use a strike or a blast here. And then you do like a super mega powerful attack.
Oh, I see. That's cool.
Yeah, so now you just broke his shield. So now he has normal health. And see that little, it's a little hard to see, but that little red bar on the bottom of his HP, when that fills up, he gets another shield back. So the main goal of co-op is to get rid of his shield and then kill him before he gets his shield back.
And that's where the dual Rising Rush would come in.
Yep. They'll probably talk about that in a sec. Yes, now they're telling you to attack the boss. I guess you're just going to kill him.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah, it's going to show you. Okay. You got all the Dragon Balls, and it's going to give the buddy Dragon Balls too.
I guess not.
Yeah, damn it didn't.
Wait, what?
This is like very similar to a clash in normal PvP. You have to try and stop it when it gets to like the most filled up. If you stop it within that within that like blue area, it's going to be the max power.
Is there like ultra super max power if both players hit 1000?
Yep. Well, no. As long as you both get it in that blue area, it's the most. It's as strong as it can get. It's pretty easy. Yeah, perfect.
When defending from the boss's Rising Rush? Oh.
Yeah, that almost never happens. That almost doesn't ever happen.
Well, especially if you're trying to be aggressive and use yours first, yeah.
It is an entirely different system though. The boss has like like when you defend against it, it is a different. I think maybe he'll do it to you now. Yeah, here. If both players unleash a Rising Rush at the same time, the damage will increase significantly. Yep.
Yeah. Show me your Rising Rush. Let me see.
There might be another one. Oh no, that's it. Okay, well, go back into co-op.
Where is it?
It's right there on the second one.
Oh, there it is.
Yep.
It changed it.
Okay, so there's different difficulties in co-op. There's beginner, intermediate, advanced, and extreme. Extreme is probably going to be very hard for new players. I probably wouldn't recommend you jump immediately into extreme. It is going to give the best rewards, but it's basically like it's not going to be efficient for you to do extreme as a new player.
If you have a crazy good friend, though, could they do all the work while you just sit there?
Certainly they could, yeah. If you go into, I would just click on extreme for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that just gives you like a little bit of a breakdown into what this means. Yep. He's going to tell you how to build a team, I think, now. Yep.
If your buddy falls during battle, use a revival drink to give them a second chance.
Yeah, you can revive them with that little drink item, but it is actually pretty expensive to buy those. Yeah, just skip this. Okay, so the first thing to talk about here is there are battle bonus characters. So you see those, like all those. The reason why there's a million green and yellow units is because the boss is blue and purple. You can see on the top there. He starts blue and then he becomes purple and then it just switches back and forth.
Yeah.
So if you click on the details there.
Where? Oh, right.
Yep. It gives you a listing of all the battle bonus characters. You must use a battle bonus character. If you don't use a battle bonus character, you might as well not do co-op. I see so many people jump in with no battle bonus characters, and think about this. You're doing 400% more damage. You have a higher. The most important part about this is that you're getting more Dragon Balls. Dragon Ball chance up 50%. That means you have a 50% higher chance for your arts cards to have Dragon Balls on them. And like I said, it is super important that you have your Rising Rush ready once you have the boss's shield depleted. So there usually are free-to-play characters on here. So if you scroll down, that Golden Frieza that I talked about earlier, is he on here?
Oh, right here. Okay.
No, that's not the one. Scroll up, he's green. Is that Golden Frieza really not on here?
No, he's not. There's only the yellow one.
That Gohan is free to play. I actually don't think you can get him right now though, because they removed that event. Wow, this actually okay. I guess that Golden Frieza is not on here. That's kind of crazy to me. Okay, this might be a thing with extreme. Maybe he's just not an extreme. Go close out of this. Go back and go to a different difficulty. Oh, okay, yeah. So for this one, it's just tags that are bonus characters. So Universe Survival Saga God Key. Okay, scroll. Yeah, close out of this. Go to the hard difficulty, advanced. Okay, this one. So yeah, I would say for beginners, yeah, I guess, wow, they really made it so you can't really even do extreme as a beginner. That's interesting. I would say start maybe with hard, and if you have, well, I mean, it would depend, I guess, if you have a God Key Universe Survival Saga character. I think the way it works, by the way, is if you click on details again, those buffs are individual. So if you have a Universe Survival Saga and a God Key character who are on both of the tags, I think you could actually stack the buffs. So like
80% transfer Dragon Ball?
Yeah, so like UI Goku, I think, would get both of those.
I can do that.
Yeah, so if you click on, so there's a little button on the bottom next to that drink. That like yellow button.
Next to the drink? Oh, this one?
Yeah. So this is where you make a team for co-op. This is a little bit different than making a normal team for PvP, in where you actually have two characters. So you have the one on the left is the character that's going to start the fight. I guess you just go with, so you can actually filter here. Click on the filter. And then if you scroll down to episode, click on change, and then do Universe Survival Saga, which is, yep, click that. And then go into tag, click God Key, wherever that is. Yep, there it is. And then, yep, click OK. And you can use, oh, you actually have Champa.
Huh. Oh, I do.
Yeah, so you could do the extreme one, I think, with Champa. But anyway, let's just, because most people aren't going to have that character. So we'll just stay in hard for now. So what I would do is I would just take the purple UI and put him, if you click on him again, and you just click on Shallot, it'll replace Shallot with him. I would just double click Shallot, get him out of there. And then maybe just put Champa in where that blue Goku is. Yeah. And then take that Goku out. So now what you want to do is you want to just put a bunch of supporting members that are going to be buffing your two characters. So God Key is really what we're looking for. So what I would do is go back into the filter, click reset at the top, I guess, and then just filter by God Key again. Yeah, and then you're gonna just pick characters that are buffing both. So just put like Rose in there. If you just tap them once, it'll go in there automatically. Yeah, Rose, put the Vegeta in there. I'd put the red Goku, I believe, is going to be buffing. He's not buffing Champa. Take him out. You can just double tap him. It'll remove him. Put the yellow Vegeta in there. Scroll down. Put Gogeta Blue in there. Do Vegito Blue. Do Fusion Zamasu. Keep going down. Oh, the tag Blue Goku and Vegeta. You could do Purple Rose, should be good as well. Actually, no, he doesn't. Never mind. Take him out. Red UI Goku is good. I think Ultra Rose is good for this as well. Damn, I didn't even know you had Ultra Rose. No, he's not actually. Take him out.
I didn't even know I had him.
Yeah,
Where the hell did I get him?
Put a Revival UI Goku bottom left. No, not that one. I mean, that one's fine too, but the blue Goku who goes into UI Goku.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so now we have your bench, and now what you want to do is put equips on them. So those 1, 2, and 3 slots for both characters. You probably aren't even really going to be switching out of Goku, really, so the Champa equips don't really matter a ton, but I would just, give him, like, the top left equip. Give him that. Second slot, scroll down a little bit. Let's see what you have. We haven't really worked on equips yet, so I don't expect you to have a ton of good stuff. Put that, like, S equip on, the middle one on your screen, the UI Goku one. Yep, and then on the right, I guess you can just give him that Beerus on the left, the Z+. Or the Godly one, yeah, that's good. And then for Champa, I guess we can kind of just do similar. The left one, top left, yeah, use that one. And then the middle one, the UI Goku Godly, yep. And then the last one, scroll down a little bit, keep going. Yeah, you could just give him the Z plus Beerus one on the right. That's fine. Okay, so click confirm. And then if you... Actually, I'll go back into that menu for a second. I forgot to show something. If you click on filter again, and just click reset, you could actually filter in here the battle bonus characters. So if you just click on that, yep, click OK. It'll tell you which characters you can use in your team that will give you extra boosts to damage. So basically what this is telling you is these are the characters that are God Key or Universe Survival Saga. So this is a really easy way to just tell who's going to do the most damage to the boss. Another thing... If I
did this through Extreme, would it filter by the specific characters?
Yeah, it would. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, another way to do this, well, another thing to look out for as well, if you click on filter again, uncheck that, and then check on bonus characters to the right. So you don't have any bonus characters. I think this is where the free-to-play Golden Frieza comes in. If you put Golden Frieza on your bench, you're actually going to be boosting the amount of rewards you get for this. So you see on the bottom where it says +0?
Yeah.
So that means you're not getting any bonuses for clearing this. The main purpose to doing co-op is you get the resource dual coins. And you just get more dual coins with the bonus characters on there. So if you just click confirm real quick. On the top where it says reward. So you see where it says drop amount up and that green golden freeze is there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you have them at 2+ stars, which is basically 9 stars, you're going to get +7 dual coins per clear, which is really big. So I would actually say for people who are looking to play co-op, it is really important to get that Golden Frieza before you start doing this, because you're just going to get bonus rewards. But the main reason why co-op is really good is because you get the 1 clear a day bonus. If you go to challenges, these are pretty easy to do. We're actually going to clear these all in one try. You get some CC for that. You can actually skip co-op. Let's just do a run through this first, and I'll just show you how the mode is.
Okay.
Just click play. Now it's going to try and find you an opponent, or I guess a buddy.
Oh, I don't get to invite you?
I mean, if you want to, but it's just, this is like the authentic experience. You got to find a random guy to match with.
What if I find someone who's also trying to just like have someone chaperone them?
Well, you can invite somebody directly.
Is this really how long it takes?
Usually it doesn't take this long. I think it's just because most people are playing Extreme. Not a lot of people are playing whatever this is advanced. Okay. You got somebody. Let's go. Ready. All right. So like I said, you really just want to press on cards that have Dragon Balls on them and deplete the boss's shield. And then once the boss's shield is depleted and you both have a full set of Dragon Balls, you just rush and kill them.
This is not like a super intense fight or anything, is it?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to want to... Yep, perfect. So now you just click that. Yep. It's fine. Okay, taking a little bit of damage.
God. Whoa. Yo!
Yeah, you can switch to Champa if you want. I would switch to Champa if you want, because he just went purple. You could go yellow. Yep. All right. Looks like your buddy's not doing anything. That's good.
Is he just chilling?
Dude, this is the authentic co-op experience. You got a buddy.
Is this seriously how it goes?
You got an AFK buddy. Nice.
Stop! Oi! Swap me out!
You got an AFK buddy, dude. Well, you lost. Oh man, yeah. He's AFK.
Is this normal?
No. It's not.
Bro, what the hell? Get up! Do something!
I really think it is just because this is not extreme difficulty. I think that's why. So I mean, this is actually good because we get to see what happens if you lose.
No, I don't want to lose. I'm not gonna lose.
Oh, you broke your shield. Okay. Intense combat and co-op, man. It's actually decent.
Give me a moment while I lean. Oh my god, he's got 29 ball. I forgot about that.
Yep. He's still
Can I
gone.
report my friend?
You can, yeah.
Goodbye. Oh wait, whoa. I got more health.
Oh, he rising rushed you. This is what it looks like when the enemy rising rushes. You have to click in there. Yep. As long as
does the report system actually do anything?
I don't know.
How am I alive, dude? Just kill me. Get me out of here.
Yeah, this is gonna take a. Oh no, it's 5 seconds left. Yeah, your buddy has 5 seconds to kill him. All right, let's.
Can I trash talk him on the way out?
Let's queue up again, and hopefully you get a real human.
Oh my god.
The good thing about this, though, yeah, this is just sending a message. I mean, you can do that if you want. I'll just click play again. Okay, well that's fine. Yeah, just click play again. You do complete the daily mission just by losing. That is a thing you can do.
That's good.
Yeah. Let's try that again. I just want to show the double rising rush.
I mean, I could do extreme. Oh.
Yeah, this is fine. Just go.
Dumb kid. Dude's name is Dumb Kid.
You should crush this guy. All right, yeah, let's do the same thing you did last time. Just click the Dragon Ball cards.
I bet. Dude, what is this stupid move? Get me out.
He's force choking you.
I don't like that, man.
Okay, so you can see he has his rush ready, right? So you need to get 2 more Dragon Balls.
He's so fast.
Yeah, you need 2 more, and then you just rush. That's the whole mode. There you go. Press it.
All right, got it.
Just press it now. Yep, and then he'll rush.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then you just gotta get the timing right. There you go. Boom. Boss dead.
Damn, I'm really good at that.
That's the mode. Yep, that's the mode right there.
Oh, he's dead. Yep. Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah. What happens if we don't hit perfect? Do we have to keep going for a little while longer? Like it doesn't do the full 30 bar?
I mean, it does. It still does good damage, but it's not gonna probably kill him in 1 hit. But yeah, that really is the optimal way to play this mode. Is you want to just remove the shield and then do a super rush and kill him. So there you go. That was the daily bonus you just got the pop-up for, and then you got all these missions done, and then yeah,
let's go.
That's good. So you really, what I would say is you really don't need to be farming co-op, but really just do 1 a day just to get the bonus. That's probably the most efficient use of time in this mode.
And then rest you could just skip if you want.
Yeah, the rest you can skip, but when it comes to skipping co-op, it actually doesn't take normal skip tickets. It takes a resource called ultra skip tickets. The only real use case of the skipping co-op is if you want to farm the unique equipment. If you go back out of this for a second, go into rewards, scroll down a little bit. So there's an equip that it drops from each co-op season. If you click on the equipment, it tells you what it does. This one in particular, I don't really think is very good. But every season of co-op has its own equipment that is only available from that co-op season. If you close out of this, and then you go, I guess you can't go directly to the shop. If you go back to the exchange shop, Yeah, and then scroll all the way down. There should be a dual coin shop. This is why you want dual coins. Oh, second from the bottom. Yep. You can get arts boost materials, but if you go to the recommended tab, that's the real purpose here. If you scroll down, all of the past season equipments are in here. There's a lot.
Oh. And
a lot of these are really good. Co-op, like the main reason why co-op exists at this point in the game is because the equipment are very good. So if you
will they ever bring these back on like future co-ops?
We have not seen that yet. I don't think they're gonna do that. So that's why they have these in the dual coin shop, because they want you to spend your dual coins on the past ones that you missed out on.
And you would have to constantly reroll until you get like one of the better roll equips, right?
Yeah. Again, we'll talk about equipment in the next video or the one after that, but they have these things called bonanzas, which gives you increased rolls on equipment. So you really don't even want to buy these until a bonanza is going on, which will happen during the anniversary multiple times. So there's some really good ones in here though. Like as a Daima player, you probably do want some of these towards the top. There's like some good ones. Scroll up a little bit. Yeah, the Vegeta on the attack is like really good. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so some of these are really, really strong. This is the main reason why you do co-op. So,
roger that.
That is really the basics of how co-op works. The last thing, just to quickly show, I'm not going to really spend a ton of time talking about this, is if you go to the PvP screen in the bottom middle, there is one PvP event. If you scroll to the right, it is called Treasure Battle. And the only reason why I'm bringing this up is because I really don't see a ton of people talking about this. This is really one of the better ways to get resources in the game, is you just do like 1 or 2 treasure battle matches a day. And if you go into, actually, if you click on, I wonder if it's details. Actually, I don't think I've ever checked this in the top, that little I button. It'll explain to you what this is. Treasure Battle allows for low-risk battles with players with similar power level. Characters used in Treasure Battle will have their level standardized. Basically, the point of this... Yeah, so at the bottom, the results of battles that conclude even after... No, keep going down. Let's see. I don't think it really does a good job of explaining this. So anyway, close out of this. The point of this mode is after you win or lose a fight, it doesn't really matter if you lose either, it'll basically tally up points over the course of the fight. So it's going to be like, do a rising rush or, vanish an attack or whatever. And that adds up to points. You can see there's a 0 out of 100 right now. That gives you enough points to unlock a treasure chest. And then the treasure chest is just free stuff for the day. And you can only do this 3 times per day. So you get 3 treasure chests per day, and then you get free stuff. And then during the next day, during a daily reset, it resets itself.
Does equipment matter in this treasure battle?
I mean, if you're fighting people at like a similar power level to you, which is going to be like really, 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 really like beginner people, probably not that much. But if you click on that plus sign where it like keeps flashing, the like question mark, the treasure chest icon. No. Yeah. Can you tap that or no?
No, you can't.
Okay. What about like check goals at the top? Okay, so yeah, here we go. So winning gives you more points. Land a strike card 1 time, land a blast card 1 time, and like you just do all these challenges, and that adds up to the points that you get from playing the match. And then the item list on the right tells you what you can get. I would not expect any of these crazy rewards to pop up at all ever. It's mainly just like energy, slot removers, medals, but it is still free stuff that you probably do want. So I would highly recommend you guys do this. Typically, my daily routine for just doing like the missions in this game is I go through, do my daily missions, I do 1 co-op run, and I do 1 treasure battle match. That's usually what I do. And it's just to get free stuff. And over the course of you doing this for like a week, a month, multiple months, you're going to actually get a lot of stuff. So it is pretty important to do this, I think.
Okay.
So, yeah, I just wanted to mention that because I don't really see a ton of people talking about that. So this, by the way, this treasure battle mode is different from normal raiding match. So this doesn't have any. So even if you lose in treasure battle, it's not going to have an effect on like your ranking in ranked PvP. So it's completely separate. So
this is probably where I'll remain.
It is pretty fun because you can kind of just take in whoever you want, and it doesn't really matter. So. All right, I think this has been going on for quite a while. I think we're good here. There is, of course, still a bunch of other systems we need to talk about. I didn't talk really about the Zenkai system or the arts boosting system or really ranked PvP at all, but we'll probably do another video talking about those things once we get to that point. But in terms of the basics, I think we're probably good to go here. Do you have any questions about anything we talked about or anything you don't understand, or are you good?
I think most of my questions left have to do with equips now. So
okay, yeah,
I'm just eagerly waiting for the equips video.
Okay, yeah, that'll be next or the one after that.
Oh, I finished all my dailies.
All right, well, we're going to wrap up here. This has been the third installment in the Legends Beginner's Guide series. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.
Zenkai responsibly.